Skuktash, Ani Anhapchugig Ariana Anton Ramirez. Welcome, my name is Ariana Anton Ramirez. I was born and raised in the Mission right here in San Francisco, and I'm a citizen of the Tohono Nation. I currently serve on the board of directors for the American Indian Cultural Center, and I work as a research associate at the California Consortium for Urban Indian Health. It is an honor to be your master of ceremonies tonight for American Indian Heritage Night.
Open toes ai aniko. Hello, my precious relatives. I've been asked to offer a prayer in recognition of Native American Heritage Month celebration, and so it's my honor to start us off in a good way. And with that being said, say Yahweh Yakapade, Yahweh Kodi Weya. Thank you, Grandfather, for life today. Thank you for allowing me to be here with all of my precious relatives in this space, in this time. And I ask for continued blessings for each and every one of them, for all of our indigenous people throughout Turtle Island. And thankful, we're giving thanks to our ancestors for sharing the tradition and the cultural ways and that beautiful legacy of resilience and expression of who we are as good human beings, as good relatives. Let us continue to celebrate and honor our history, Grandfather. Thank you for Mother Earth. Thank you for the sacred water. Thank you for all the traditional medicines. And I say Yahweh for this time, Grandfather, to bring us together in this good way. Oh.
First and foremost, we would like to start this event with a land acknowledgement. We acknowledge that we are on the unceded ancestral homeland of the Ramaytush Ohlone, who are the original inhabitants of the San Francisco Peninsula. As the indigenous stewards of this land and in accordance with their traditions, the Ramaytush Ohlone have never ceded, lost, nor forgotten their responsibilities as the caretakers of this place, as well as for all peoples who reside in their traditional territory. As guests, we recognize that we benefit from living and working on their traditional homeland. We wish to pay our respects by acknowledging the ancestors, elders, and relatives of the Ramaytush community and by affirming their sovereign rights as First Peoples. The American Indian Cultural Center would like to welcome you to San Francisco's American Indian Heritage Month celebration. November is Native American Heritage Month, but for Indigenous peoples, every day is a day to celebrate our existence, our resistance, and tribal sovereignty. We will continue to start off tonight's event as if we were here in person with our grand entry. Take it away. The American Indian Cultural Center, along with Mayor London Breed, are excited for tonight's cultural event. Every year, we come together with artists and our families to celebrate our culture and traditions. But due to the COVID-19 pandemic, AICC decided we would come together in this digital platform to honor the American Indian community and bring hope and healing during this time when our people need it most. This year's theme is Ancestral Resilience. 2020 has been a challenging year for so many of us as the COVID-19 virus left us with many unknowns. We witnessed the world being challenged by sickness, death, division, and racial injustices, loss of hope, and the leadership in this country being put to the test. As indigenous sovereign nations, these challenges are nothing new to our people. Our people have faced death from disease and sickness before, and for Native people, our way of dealing with this is to tap into our ancestral resilience. A resilience that has memory, a resilience that is in our DNA and that cannot be erased but channeled through our ancestors reminding us of why our people are still here. We see this ancestral resilience in our Black and Latinx brothers and sisters as they too fight for equality and social justice, tapping into those teachings and stories of their relatives. This is a time of unity and standing together in solidarity with each other. It is our time as Indigenous, Black, and people of color to stand together and celebrate our voices of unity because we are our ancestors' wildest dreams. And with that, I would like to introduce the Executive Director of AICC, April McGill.
Good evening, everybody. My name is April McGill. I'm the Executive Director of the American Indian Cultural Center. I just want to welcome you to tonight's American Indian Heritage Night celebration. We've had a lineup of dancers and just honoring our community tonight. So I just want to say thank you to all those who helped us make this event successful. Ariana Antone Ramirez for being our MC, Ross Kadee for performing tonight, Tiny Rosales, and all the dancers that came to make your event a success and celebrate our community tonight. AICC has really acted diligently during this time of COVID. We were able to give out micro grants to all of our Native artists and partner with Native American Health Center and our Friendship House Youth Program, just to really make sure that our community is being served during this time of COVID, as we know it is a really hard time. So we bring you this event today in hopes that it'll bring some healing to you, and just thank you so much, everybody, for allowing me to be in this space and serve you as your ED. I also want to say thank you to our Mayor, London Breed, for all of her support in making sure that the American Indian community had this Heritage Month celebration tonight and this virtual platform, and all of our supervisors who have supported us. Thank you so much, and hope you enjoy our evening.
Hello, everyone. I wish we could all be together in person at City Hall this evening to celebrate American Indian Heritage Month as we normally do. But this year's celebration looks a little different. I know that we have been working tirelessly to fight the spread of COVID-19 and to make sure that those who are most vulnerable have access to food, housing, healthcare, and COVID testing. I am so proud to be mayor of a city filled with communities that continue to push for change. Over and over, we have shown the world what we can accomplish when we meet hatred with love and acceptance, when we acknowledge current and past injustices, and when we invest in communities. San Francisco has been the home of incredible American Indian activism. And today, we have amazing organizations serving this community and educating future generations about the history and contributions of American Indians, like the American Indian Cultural Center, the newly created American Indian Cultural District, the Native American Health Center, which has worked to provide crucial resources for the American Indian community through the COVID-19 pandemic, and the Indian Education Program, which is focused on uplifting our American Indian students and their families. I am committed to working with our American Indian community to build upon our history and our progress, in fighting to ensure that San Francisco can remain home for our American Indian residents and a place which acknowledges the legacy of American Indians in this country. With that, I am proud to present a proclamation declaring November 2020 to be American Indian Heritage Month in the city and county of San Francisco. Thank you all for joining us this evening virtually. Thank you to April, McGill, and the host committee who have worked so hard to put this event together. We have some incredible performances lined up for you this evening. I hope tonight's celebration will bring you joy and pride, even during these difficult times. Thank you again, and happy American Indian Heritage Month in San Francisco.
Thank you, Mayor Breed. At this time, I would like to welcome our next performer, who is an artist, musician, and community activist. Please welcome Ross Kadee.
Welcome, everyone. Native American Heritage Celebration. I'm excited to share a song with you. My name is Ross Kadee, play with the band Audio Pharmacy, and this is
Julia Miller-Vasquez.
And we're here to make a little special offering for you today. Hello, the way you're moving, let me know. Don't waste time. Let me a hello, the way you're smiling, let me know. Don't waste time. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello. You want it, you need it, you got it, believe it. Don't waste time. You want it, you need it, you got it. Believe it, don't waste time. Hello, 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 When the sun comes shining, it remind me of the way you smiling. You the breeze to my coastline, I'm the island, you the ocean. Can't wait to dip my toes in. When this moon come rising, move the tides in my mind, we aligning. You the breeze to my coastline, I'm the island, you the ocean. Hello, hello,
I would now like to introduce the Executive Director of the American Indian Cultural District of San Francisco, Shareya Souza.
Hello, San Francisco. My name is Shareya Souza, Tatatas Pueblo Ute in Kiowa. I'm the Executive Director for the American Indian Cultural District. And my roots with the American Indian Cultural District actually started with the American Indian Cultural Center, where I partnered with my sister April McGill to co-found the American Indian Cultural District. Today, we're still very close with the American Indian Cultural Center, as my sister April sits on our board as the chair for the Arts and Cultural Committee, helping us with the Indigenize project. We're excited to work closely with American Indian Cultural Center to help build out this cultural district for future generations. Happy Native American Heritage Month.
Hi, my name's Mary Travis Allen. I am Mayagna Chortega on my mother's side and Seneca on my father's side. I too want to join in celebrating and recognizing the American Indian Heritage Celebration here in San Francisco. I am the president of the American Indian Cultural District. I just was newly elected. And I want to say that this is exciting times. You know, we want to give much recognition to our community that has gone through so many changes, but are now coming together, and the importance of having a cultural center in the district where we can gather, we can teach our youth, we can bring our elders together to pass on that knowledge to everybody. These are exciting times. And to have this celebration at this time, to be able to say, we are here, we will continue to be here, and we are strong. Thank you very much.
The American Indian Cultural Center would not be what we are today without the support of the AICC Advisory Committee. The individuals on this committee embody what it means to be community advocates. I personally have seen many of the members of this committee working towards the goal of having an American Indian Cultural Center for my entire lifetime. The AICC is so grateful to these community members and would like to take time today to honor the advisory committee members. COVID-19 has had a huge impact on Indian country, putting our elders, language carriers, and traditional knowledge bearers at risk. Both tribal and urban Indian organizations have been working together to fight the pandemic. We have asked Virginia Hedrick, the Executive Director of the California Consortium for Urban Indian Health, to offer a few remarks on the community response to COVID-19.
Happy Native American Heritage Month. Ayukwi Nek Now Virginia Hedrick, Shregon Mewa Mechuk Nek Pulakla. Hi, my name is Virginia Hedrick. I'm a member of the Yurok tribe and the Executive Director for the California Consortium for Urban Indian Health. SFGovTV is a statewide network of 10 urban Indian health organizations throughout the state of California, including 2 programs based out of San Francisco. It's been my honor and privilege to lead this organization, and particularly challenging times around COVID-19. I'm really proud of the work that we've been doing at SFGovTV to address increasing public health messaging specific to the American Indian community, creating a network and holding our network of domestic violence providers during this time, ensuring that our health programs and our partners have support and have the information that they need. SFGovTV is also a policy advocacy organization, and we have been advocating at all levels of federal, state, and local governments to ensure that our communities are not left out, that we're not forgotten in terms of testing, in terms of vaccine distribution plans, in terms of messaging, and any emergency support services that could be made available to community members. American Indians and Alaska Natives are contracting COVID-19 at rates 3.5 times that of our non-Hispanic white counterparts. It is very clear that the disparities exist for American Indians in terms of COVID-19 and will become more clear as the data becomes cleaned and is better available with accurate racial breakdowns. I want to thank you all for your work in uplifting the voices of American Indian and Alaska Native people during this very important month where we acknowledge and celebrate who we are in this country, the first people, the indigenous people of this land, and wishing you all a very healthy and safe time as we begin to close out November Native American Heritage Month.
Every year, the San Francisco American Indian community honors individual community leaders who have been doing outstanding community work. This year, we want to shift the narrative to honor the community organizations who have been on the front lines of the COVID response. These organizations work day in and day out to keep our communities safe. We are thankful for their leadership and warrior spirits and want to take time to honor them today. The honorees of the 2020 American Indian Heritage Celebration are Native American Health Center, San Francisco and Oakland, Friendship House Youth Program, and Intertribal Friendship House. We also want to acknowledge Indian Health Center of Santa Clara Valley as an honorable mention for being the first of our Native communities to respond to the COVID crisis. Thank you all for your incredible work and dedication to the Bay Area American Indian community. We will now have an honor song to recognize the awardees. We have now reached the conclusion of our program. Thank you to all who helped make this event possible. We want to give special thanks to our elders for allowing us to speak for the community, to Mayor Breed and the Board of Supervisors for offering their support, to our performers and speakers for contributing to the event, and to our AICC Board of Directors. It has been an honor to serve as your MC this evening. We at AICC look forward to the day that we can all reunite at community events in person. We will now close out with a performance by our Jingle Dress dancers.